We welcome Congressman Greg Gianforte onto the set. Thank you for being here with us.
Victoria, good to be with you.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about, you did a little traveling earlier in the week. Where did you go?
Yeah, so border security is top of mind right now for the whole country. So I spent last weekend down on the southern border in Arizona, went to Nogales, Sassabee, and Douglas, speaking with ranchers down there and Customs and Border Patrol. I wanted to put eyes on it to really understand how severe is this humanitarian and national security crisis that we have at the southern border.
All right, and there were some pictures actually that you shared with us, so we'll go ahead and get those rolling while you talk about it. What did you learn? What did you see? Share some of that with us.
Well, it's clear that we do have a humanitarian crisis and a national security. The ranch owners, we spoke with about a half a dozen of them. All of them have found dead bodies on their ranches. One rancher, using trail cams, estimates he has about 10,000 people a year coming across his property. There's trash everywhere. We saw some of the slat fence, but then it goes out of town and it just ends. You can see the trails where people are coming across.
Yeah.
So, and as we talked to the Customs and Border Patrol agents, they said, you know, of course they're concerned because they're not getting paid right now. They're dedicated, patriotic law enforcement folks, but they're saying we want to get paid, but we need the tools to do our job. To a person, they said, we need a physical barrier, we need density meters so we can check for drugs inside the tires of cars. They need the tools to do their job. Some of them are operating with very heavy body armor in the desert. They've been asking for years for lightweight body armor. It's 120 degrees in the summertime. So I was concerned for their safety, but clearly we can do better. But the consistent theme with the ranchers there and the border agents is we need a physical barrier. Having a porous border is not in the migrants' interests or the U.S.'s interests.
And of course, this all relates back to the shutdown going on right now and the president's demand for that wall. Do you see it this time as employees are furloughed? Is this all worth the shutdown, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the president has put forward a very reasonable proposal, which includes money to secure the border and to open the government back up. But no one should have to work without pay. That's why I asked the House administration to withhold my pay until we get the government open back up. I think that's the right thing to do. I don't think anybody in Congress should be paid. They put forward a very reasonable proposal that included some Democrat requests, and yet it was rejected out of hand by Nancy Pelosi. Twice in the last week, the House has voted to pay federal workers during this shutdown. These were unanimous votes by Republicans, and yet the Democrats voted against paying federal workers during the shutdown. We need Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats to come to the table, and that hasn't happened yet.